This video gonna be a testimony about my experience in New Orleans and are vampires real in New Orleans? The answer to that question is yes. Vampires are real and active in New Orleans, all over Louisiana. Like that's like a headquarters for vampires. All type of spiritual beings, like a lot of activity, paranormal activity is out there. But this is my experience. How did I come across vampires in New Orleans? Well, vampires could come in many ways. You have vampires that like to harness energy off of good vibrational people, bad vibrational people. Some vampires like to have sex to gain energy from individuals as well. But them the three main vampires I know. If you do the research, there's multiple ones that operate off of like frequency, blood. Some like to drink blood as well. Some of them like to harness energy that way. But you could do the research and see that you got like people that like to drink blood on YouTube. Like it's out there. But New Orleans itself, man, my experience, if you guys going to take a journey out there to New Orleans, your best bet is not to be vibrational, not to be vibrating too high. I'm gonna say that for the most part. You don't want to vibrate too high in New Orleans. Your vibration need to match the energy of New Orleans. If so, if you vibrating too high as well, from what I'm learning, vibrating too high it could be a little toxicated as well. Cause if you vibrate too high, you have all type of like energy frequencies like being attacked to you as well. Like you get attacked spiritually out there because there's a lot of people that like to harness energy out there in Louisiana, New Orleans. But also, somebody told me New Orleans is the lower realm of Earth, the gate entrance of hell. I mean, I say or whatever, but from my experience, that place is what it is. So your best bet is to have your protection, have trustworthy individuals that will have your back on your journey to New Orleans. Cause my experience, I experienced the good, bad, and the ugly in New Orleans. So New Orleans have different energy for different seasons as well. So me coming across vampires, your best bet, this is my confession, my experience, like I said before, you will want to go out there in October. October is open season. Like these people, like they be out in the open of who they is. Like Halloween. Halloween is like Christmas to them. Or whatever. Like you'll see like witch covens, like you'll see vampire group, fairy groups. Like I seen like people dressed up like zombies. Like they take this holiday real serious. Like this one of the most important days in New Orleans is Halloween. You're gonna see a lot of spiritual activity going on out there. The Day of the Dead or whatever. I came across a lot of gothic people on Halloween, like people doing tarot card readings out in the open or whatever. Like New Orleans is very interesting as well, from what I know. But I came across interesting individuals as well. But you know, as time went by, they began to show their real self, who they really is. Like, cause I'm like a energy person. Like if you give me bad energy, I'm gonna respond with that same energy. Like it's gonna be a give and take. Like I'm not finna bend over and kiss nobody ass when I'm going out of town or anything like that. Like just be fair at the end of the day when somebody is coming to your state, especially to do research. Cause I'm into like paranormal activity doing research and my first journey, it was in New Orleans. So me coming across a vampire, I was walking in the French quarters early in it wasn't too early, but the sun was rising. So I was just walking around like trying to like get the experience of New Orleans or whatever. So this is just a quick story. But as soon as I had hit this corner on the French Quarter, I forgot what street it's called, but it's not too far from Louis Armstrong Park. But as soon as I hit this corner, it was this guy white pale guy. I could tell he was a vampire or whatever, cause he had on so much sunscreen on his like he had on so much sunscreen all over his body, his face, and he was just smiling. Like you could see his teeth. He was just like smiling and walking or whatever. So I said to myself, why he got so much sunscreen and the sun is rising? I said, what's the issue with that or whatever? So I looked back at him, and he had looked back at me because he know I was able to see like pick up on like why he wearing so much sunscreen on his face, because it wasn't even much hot. It was like the sun was just getting ready to rise. So I was like, what the fuck did I just walk past? Like, what the fuck was that? But that was my experience coming across a vampire, like face to face. Oh yeah, also, they used to have, I can't remember this bar, but this bar was very gothic. That was my like, I think that was my like second time, I believe, going to New Orleans. You was able to see like these vampires standing outside of the bar or whatever. Like if you go inside the bar was like so dark or whatever. And I used to tell my friend at the time, she saw the vampires as well in the club. It was like a little local bar or whatever. So I realized that vampires like to be at the bar. They like to drink in general. The vampires like to go to bars and stuff. That's what I saw. That they atmosphere. They love alcohol from what I was looking at, doing research on. So, like I said before, New Orleans. If you go to the it's a place called the Voodoo Museum. On Halloween, if you go there, it's a lot of vampirish activity. People getting readings and stuff. Gothic people there. Like I saw, like they was in groups, but I ain't have no fear. So I walked in there. I was like, yeah, I'm finna see what the culture is like, the history about medicine, sorcery, like studying the culture of New Orleans. But I went in there anyways. I was like, I don't care nothing about no gothic stuff or whatever. Shit. I have a strong belief in protection, but I ain't stupid though. But those people out there, they different. You can see other videos of people having confessions about experiencing vampire activity in New Orleans. Like you can look it up. Like I ain't the only one. Like this is my confession though. But yeah, this is my experience being in New Orleans. So if you guys ever go out there, be safe. Have your eyes open. Especially remember Halloween. Have your eyes open during Halloween, cause them people be out. I seen fairies. I seen leprechauns. I seen goblins out there. Like I said, I seen a dude like dressed up like a zombie. Like I seen it all. Like I seen it. Shit. But that was my journey with New Orleans or whatever. Like I said before, New Orleans got the good, the bad, and the ugly all in one. So if you guys ever go to New Orleans, enjoy your trip. But yeah, this my confessions about New Orleans vampires. Are vampires real in New Orleans? Yes, it is. Peace.